is Monica with Tour Press Force, and we're out at the NAMM Show 2017 with the band Sinners. Go ahead and say hello. Tell us about yourselves.
Hello, we're Sinners. What do you want me to say? What did you want me to say? Sorry,
Go ahead and talk about Sinners.
Oh.
The origin, the music, the sounds.
We're a band originally from France, and we've been in Los Angeles for the past 7 years now, so I guess we're a LA band. And I'd say we're a rock band, mostly.
Maybe a little heavier than just rock. But
Punk,
yeah.
rock and punk, and
yeah. A little bit of everything, really. We just try to mix up everything a little bit, just that it doesn't fit with anything else, but just we do what we like.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the things I love about you is that you are a husband and wife team. And so who originated the concept of Sinners and bringing the music together?
I think it's you. Well, he had a band before we were married, and I think one day he was recording in the US, and I was back in France, and he's like, "This sucks, we're married now, we should do things together, not be separated, and I go do my stuff and you just stay here." So he came back and he's like, "Let's make a band." And that day I was like, I don't know how to play any instruments, so I don't know how this is going to work out, but
I didn't
sure.
know either.
And I picked a keyboard that seemed to me the most interesting thing for me to do. And that's how it started, really. Yeah.
So really, you're telling me that neither one of you really had a music background, and you decided we're going to do this co-creative project, playing music together, and you picked up the instrument and just went with it. That's pretty amazing.
I had been in a band for like about 5 years, but I mean, I couldn't play for shit, really. But we were like a garage band, and we were doing a lot of shows, and we recorded like 4 records. But yeah, I mean, I still can't really play guitar though, so that's why we play, rock and roll, because it's easy.
So what's the inspiration? What are the influences behind the music?
Of bands we like?
Yes.
Bands we rip off?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'd say the Doors.
The Doors is a huge part of it. The Stooges, the Damned. Mostly like very early, like pre-punk rock, I'd say. And there's a little bit of hardcore in there. But yeah, mostly, I'd say the big one is the Stooges. Rolling Stones too, like the...
Yeah, so in terms of your writing process, do you both write the lyrics and the music, or does one of you take one side or the other? How does that work?
Well, I start by writing the music, and then towards the very end, when it's the last day at the studio and we have to do the vocals, I usually start writing the lyrics.
It's more about the music than about the lyrics, for sure. Although,
I spent a lot more time on the lyrics this time, and it was took a lot out of me, but that was fun.
The first album, we barely spoke any English, so it was really like super basic lyrics, easy words. I don't know. Today, I think it became embarrassing, because since we've been living here for a while, and now we understand what we're talking about. So it's like listening back to some of our very early demos, or like songs that we haven't played in ages. I mean, it's not even grammatically correct, like it's not even English, really. It's like a bunch of words that just don't mean anything. So yeah.
The gibberish, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. But it was a big step, and I guess on this record is the first time that we. The previous record, I started writing stuff, and I had a guy that's my friend's band. It's from Washington D.C., and so he's very good with lyrics, and he would just like proofread me and help me out, like say, well, you should say it like that and everything. And this time, that was the very first time that I was on my own to do it, and it was super scary at first, but I ended up having, well, not fun, I'd say, but getting very interested by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a whole new expression, a new
Yeah.
experience. Just to find those words and the passion. With music, you don't really have to have the words. The music itself is so universal and connects and binds us. So you came to America from France. What was the motivation to come here, and what has the experience been as far as the visa to continue here?
Well, so we came here like the first time on vacation because we had met a lot of friends that live here in France through like bands that we played with and like touring bands that we booked. So we came to visit them, and we got married here. And I came back like a few months after with my previous band to record, and that's when we decided. It was actually just before the 2008 election, and we said like depending on the outcome of it. Let's say, let's say we're moving, because back then it's actually funny. Back then we got the president that got elected in France, Sarkozy, at the time, was really similar to what's happening today in the U.S. And when he got elected, we were like, well, let's get the fuck out of here. There's no way, And so that's what happened. We moved here.
So what's your next move? How do you feel now with the shift in the inauguration coming up?
Well, it's very scary, especially, for the visa situation, we're on a year-to-year basis.
It's an artist visa.
Yeah.
It gets renewed every year, but every year you have to prove that you have done a lot of interview, like a lot of press and all that, and so that's how you just do your visa like that, an artist visa.
Sorry.
So I actually was at a music industry mixer the other night, and I ran into someone with, I think their agency is Global Access, and they specifically are working with musicians with the visa and immigration and all the documentation you need. And I was asking her, maybe your situation is a little different, that you're here for a longer period of time, but those bands that are only coming to the U.S. on a tour, it's very expensive, and every time you come, you have to submit another application with a cost.
That's what's happening in the UK now too. So when you're touring Europe now, because of the Brexit thing, you can't stop by the UK anymore. You need UK specific visas and working permit only for there.
But also, if you're an American band and you want to go tour in France, you have to go through the exact same thing that we are going through. It's every country the same thing.
I think it would work as a European thing, except for UK.
Okay, so you get like a visa,
so you could go without having to
But
every country.
so now because it's on a year-to-year basis, and so the new government, it's a big thing about like stopping immigration, and especially it's been saying it a lot about basically like completely put a ban on French immigration, French, German, and Belgian immigration, because we've had recent terrorist attack, which our friends were there and victims of it. So it was an American band playing. Yeah. Some of our best friends in LA, and we're being, I guess, So it's weird that it would be. Anyway, that's apparently the plan. Stop French immigration. So we don't know what's going to happen to us next year.
Wow. So we'll all have to keep a watch to see if you guys are still out here. Are you playing NAMM or just attending as members?
We're attending with our friend there. It's called Savage, really, and it's guitars that are made out of 100 years old piece of wood, cut in one piece, and they are $75,000 guitars too. So
but they successful,
Well, they have two brands. They have their regular guitar brand that's called Wild Customs, so they're just like regular price guitar, like different models, and they started this because I guess there was a demand for it. So.
But we're playing a show. It's not a NAMM show though, but we're playing a show on Sunday. It's at the Echo, Sunday the 22nd, and we're playing with the Hangmen, also a local LA band.
Is that the Echoplex?
The Echo.
So there's the Echoplex is at the bottom, and then the Echo is upstairs. It's the same venue, but yeah.
I wish I could check it out. We're heading back home Sunday midday, but where can we find you online?
Whoa, everywhere. I guess the easier is to go to sinnersinners.com, and then it links to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and every single website that has all those things, iTunes, Google Play, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll find you. Now, you said that you just wrote this last album. You did your own lyrics. How long ago was that released? Do you have any new music coming up? What's going on in there?
So the new album is actually getting released on March 7th.
Okay.
And we're releasing the first single this Friday tomorrow.
Hey, yeah, how exciting. And what's the name of that single?
It's called Last Drop. So we just talked about it for the website that's doing the premiere. And so Last Drop, what it means, it's from a French saying. And it's, wait, I got the translation right here, the exact translation of it.
All right.
So it says, so the last drop means it's the drop of water that made the vase to overflow, and that's exactly the same saying for you as when you say the last straw that breaks the alcoholism.
Yeah.
Lying about being sober.
Ah. Yeah. Wow, those are some real demons, yeah.
Yeah, no, the whole record is all about fun stuff like that, about depression and yeah.
It's what people relate to, though.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
It's called Optimism Disorder, so yeah.
Optimism Disorder, yeah. Anyway, we all know how to have a good time, yeah?
Yeah.
As long as we don't run it into the ground. So, anything else you would like to share?
We're going on tour in Europe.
We're going on tour in Europe, yeah.
So that's cool.
That would be at the end of next month.
Yeah, end of February.
When is the tour?
It starts, I think, February 24th, and until mid-March, something.
Okay. And are you going as a headlining band? Okay. And who is on board with you? Other bands that are playing with you, or is that just primarily yourself?
Well, there's going to be other bands. Most of the time, I mean, we'll know like as it goes. You know, at every venue has a different.
Okay, so it's no one else that's actually traveling with you. Okay.
Maybe, but it's not confirmed yet, so I can't say it yet.
So when you're playing shows, what is the genre of the other bands they're usually supporting you?
Wow.
It always stays rock and roll.
Yeah.
I would say that it's always some kind of rock and roll. It could be very different ones, but.
I mean, yeah, it's weird because we usually the scene we attract in Europe. Well, I guess the scene in Europe is pretty different because there's like one big rock scene because there's not that many people into it. So there's no like, you know, someone that's into punk or metal or usually it's just like the same people that are into kind of all of that. So you'll see the same faces at like a surf rock show and at a hardcore show, metal show and everything. So usually it'll be like sometimes there'll be a surf band playing with us, sometimes it'll be like a hardcore band, and but we usually try to like play with bands that are less aggressive than us, otherwise we'll just sound like a pop band.
So, is there a lot of aggression on stage in your band?
Yeah, a lot. But it's fun.
Energy.
It's really fun. It's not. We don't take it too seriously. We try to not take it too seriously, and people usually like have a good laugh about it. It's just cool.
Yeah, well, it sounds really fun. I can't wait to check you guys out online for sure. Yeah. Well, I don't know if there's anything else last minute we want to talk about that you want people to know.
Buy the album.
Buy the album. Spotify, iTunes.
Everything, yeah. Google Play, Amazon, and it's coming out on vinyl in the U.S. through Last Hurrah record. Hooray. and in Europe through Left Front Door Records.
All right.
So on vinyl.
Wow, very cool. Well, I hope that you come to Arizona sometime soon. We'd love to see you out there.
Oh man.